Hey Internet, it's your old friend Dominic here with the All-American Casino Guide, and tonight we're going to be continuing on the vein of our late night poker series. In this series, I give some active commentary and feedback to live play conducted by the All-American Casino Guide crew. They get together, they play a little online poker. I get to see the screen capture, and I give feedback to them, and I share it with you. Because then you can distill some of the things I'm saying and apply it to your own game, and potentially be striking it big next time you play at a casino or with your friends. So without further ado, let's take a look at the hands. So let's take a look at the hands here for a second. Okay, we got four-handed in this particular game. We got bluffing all day, PM Star, my good friend Robo Clubs, and of course Hold'em Horace. I'm actually pretty happy with these four whole hands, these whole cards. They're pretty good. It looks like King Jack off suit, Ace 7, Ace Jack on suit with hearts. I think Horace clearly has statistically the best hand. You know, sometimes all you need is an ace to win, but easily 3 jacks could come out of the first right off the flop, so who knows, you know, or it could be the 3 4s for all I know. And anyway, so let's take a look here. It looks like Robo Clubs is the small blind. Oh no, sorry, I was wrong about that. Robo Clubs is the button. Hold'em Horace is the small blind. Bluffin is the big. PM Star is in for 100. Okay, so here comes the flop. Okay, the flop is 10-6. No real help anywhere. I guess a heart does show up, so that slightly helps Horace pull off that flush, but now we're at the position where we have to go runner on hearts for that to actually happen. Yeah, really nothing going on here. So this is going to be interesting to see how these players actually maneuver with such little progress in their hand construction. So check. Let's see. Horace checks. It looks like a check all around. All right, so our turn card is the 8 of spades. Again, no help there. 6, 7, 8, 10. Robo Clubs is, I guess, kind of on his way to a straight if he can pull that 9. Speaking of 9s, bluffing all day. Let's see, 8, 9, 10. No, there's no hope for them getting a straight. Yeah, it's looking pretty bleak for everyone. It might just come down to high card at this point. This is going to be really sad. That's why the pot is so small, though. The first act is going to be Horace. He checks. Bluffin is not going to bluff. Looks like more checks all around. Robo Clubs has the last option after 3 checks. He folds, or sorry, not folds, but checks. The river card is a 9. So, wow, there you go. Robo Clubs has 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a 10 high straight. Pair of 9s for bluffing. Wow, this just goes to show you that a hand is not ever over until the river card. And that river card, I'm telling you, it always helps somebody. Obviously can't always help somebody, but in my experience, it always makes a hand somehow. I don't know. It just seems to be like this magic card that really just puts a spanner in all your best plans. I mean, you could have a full house and then somebody somehow gets a royal flush or a straight flush or something because of the river. It's ridiculous. I've seen it happen so many times. All right, so this is going to be great to see how Robo Clubs plays this off. But of course, it's going to be hard for him because with 6, 8, 9, and 10 on the board, you're pretty much, anyone who's paying attention is going to realize that anyone with a 7's got a 10 high straight. At least they should if they understand how hand construction works. So Hold'em Horace has the first option. He's got that Ace Jack. He's probably going to check. Yep, that's what I expected. Bluffing all day is going to throw a $3,700 bet out. PM Star folds. And of course, Robo Clubs calls. Robo Clubs wins about 14 grand. Okay, next hand. King 7 and King 8. On either ends of the board with Bluffin and Robo. Of course, not as good as King 5, as you well know. 9, 8, Ace 10. This is going to be interesting. I do like the fact that Bluffin is pulling a 7 King on suit with diamonds. That does show some more potential. Essentially, all these hands have potential. I wouldn't say any of these hands are losing hands. Okay. He has to decide if he wants to pay 100 on the big blind. He does. Horace does as well. Bluffin's gonna catch up on the 100. Okay, we're gonna roll the card. 7-2 king. All right, so that makes a massive 2 pair for Bluffin. So we see checks all around, including Bluffin. Horse, all right. Next card is a jack of hearts. Looks like Bluffin throws a $100 bet out, gets called by PM Star, who's 1 queen away from an ace high straight. 100 from Robo Clubs. Okay, so the river card is a 2 of clubs. Okay, breaking my previous statement that the river card always helps somebody. $700 coming from Bluffin, gets called by Robo Clubs. Wins about $2,000. Doesn't make up for that last hand where he blew 3,700 on a pair of 9s. But I digress. Let's look at the next hand. Okay, so it looks like PM Star's got a pair of 7s, pocket 7s. That's about it, really. Okay, so let's take a look here. $100 coming from Horace, 100 from Betton. PM Star doubles it to 200. Robo Clubs folds. Looks like calls all around. We got a 3-handed. Okay, King 8-9 is going to go ahead and put a pair of kings in Bluffin's hand. It also puts a pair of 9s in Horace's hand and puts some 3 cards to the straight. Okay, I guess technically PM Star is 3 cards to the straight as well. All right, first to act is PM Star. Check to Horace. Bluffin throws a $300 bet out. PM Star calls. Horace raises to 6. Bluffin raises to 9. Call. Here's the 3 of hearts. No help there because literally nobody's. Oh, I guess PM Star technically does have 1 heart, but her hopes of a straight have kind of been dashed. It's looking better and better for Bluffin holding a pair of kings over anybody else. But the hand is not over yet. A 3rd 7 could come any minute now, which could just really dash any hopes they have to win this hand. PM Star is the first option. She's probably going to check. She does. Holding Horace checks, which I expect. Horace bets 400 as he should. 400 comes from PM Star. She calls. Looks like everyone's good. Oh my God, how did I call it? I swear to God, I have not seen this video before. Oh my God, I so just called that happening. Oh my, I swear, I'm not even acting. I swear to God. I know it's probably your reaction's gonna be like, this kid is clearly, I'm dead serious. I literally did not know that was gonna happen. A 3rd 7 on the frickin' river. Oh my God, okay. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why you don't go all in before the river. Unless you know mathematically, it is physically impossible for anyone to have a better hand than you. You have to be like 99% sure. The only thing I ever bet against is the probability that my opponent has a straight flush. So, I mean, if I have 4 of a kind on the river or on the turn or on the flop, you know, I'm feeling so confident I'll go all in. But oh man, I guess nobody really went all in, so, but geez, this is gonna be really interesting to see how this plays out because now PM Star is on the button. She has 3 of a kind, 3 7s. PM Star, please give me a good bet. I wanna see like an all-in bet. Okay, 2,500. Folds, call, and of course, poor Bluffin loses the hand. Wow, that was nuts. That pocket pair turning into 3 of a kind on the river. Wow, okay. All right, so Robo Clubs has King 6 on suit with hearts. Again, not as good as King 5. But strangely enough, PM Star also has King 6, not on suit, of course. 6 is a club and King is a diamond. Speaking of on suit, we're on suit 10 and 3 over there in Horace's hand, and we're on suit with Bluffin. A lot of on suit players today. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, Bluffin has the first option. He's right in the straddle position. Okay, he looks like we're all good for 100. Horace has the last option. He rolls the cards. Ace 10 2, all 10 and 2 are hearts. That puts 4 hearts in Robo and Bluffin's hands respectively. But of course, as we've established, Robo with that king of hearts has the slight edge. Okay, interesting, very interesting. I hate seeing aces, to be honest with you. It's strange, it's like one of my least favorite cards to see, even in my whole hand. Because for whatever reason, whenever I get aces in my hole, like whenever I'm dealt aces, I never pair the aces. And like whenever like I have a good hand and an ace comes out on the board, it's enough to break my hand and I lose. I hate aces. It's one of those weird superstitious realities of me personally. A lot of people like live and die by aces. They love aces. Aces are their bread and butter and I lose. But for me, aces are the bane of my existence. We got Robo Clubs here with the first option checking to Horace, who's got a pair of 10s. He's got 3 spades as well. He checks, interesting there. $200 coming off of bluffing. Robo Clubs, I'm sure, is going to call. So is Horace. He's going to call. Yep, okay. Roll a 9 of diamonds. Looks like a check from Robo Clubs. Check from everybody. Check all around. Last card is a king of spades. That's going to look like a pair of kings for our man Robo Clubs, which I think is going to be good enough to win the hand, it looks like. Nobody else has anything better. 300 bucks coming from Horace. Bluffin folds. Robo Clubs hopefully calls. He folds 300 bucks with a pair of kings? He folded a hand on 300 bucks when he had when he was the table leader on chips. I cannot agree with that decision. That was terrible. He had a pair of kings. And there was no hope of anyone having a flush or a straight draw on that hand. It's really disappointing. I mean, did he really think somebody had 2 pair and 300 bucks was just... Now, if it was 3,000, I could have seen why they would have folded that. Yeah, that disappoints me. Okay, so Robo Clubs got dealt a pair of 7s. That's interesting. King 5 for Horace, King 8 for PM Star. Bluffin, who really hasn't bluffed at all today, except for that terrible, I mean, it wasn't really a bluff. He actually only bet when he had a pair of 9s. I think it was just a bad bet. It wasn't really a bluff. He should have been bluffing when he had nothing. He hasn't bluffed all day. So I think that name's a bit of a misnomer. Robo Clubs is in for 100. Obviously, he's got a pair of 7s. Doesn't go too heavy because it is just a pair of 7s. Roll the cards. 6-2 Jack. First act is going to be Bluffin, who's going to go ahead and have Jack high. He bets 400. PM Star folds Robo Clubs with his pair of 7s, 400 bucks. He's the chip leader. He says, yeah, I'll pay 400. Horace folds. Okay, next card is the 10 of clubs. No help there. 600 bucks from Bluffin. Robo Clubs fold. Okay, way to go, Bluffin. I spoke too soon. You actually ended the day off with a bluff. Now, I think though that having your username be Bluffin all day is probably not the best. I mean, it's funny, but it certainly makes anybody who plays against you think that you are bluffing. So you're probably going to get more calls, which could work to your advantage. I don't know. I'm kind of torn about this right now. Not the worst username I've ever seen. I once knew a guy who went by Honest John at the poker table, and I can guarantee you Honest John was anything but honest. So guys, that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you found something informative that you can take away from it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to clickety-clack that like button. Do me a favor and clickety-clack it anyway, even if you didn't enjoy it. It would be an immense favor to myself and the channel. But what would be even more of a favor is if I could ask you to kindly slam that big red subscribe button and ring-a-ding-ding that notification bell. It's going to inform you every single time we upload a video like this or any of our great other content like tutorials and trivia videos up to this channel. We do this with quite a bit of regularity. We even have a backlog of videos we have not yet released to the general public. My name's Dominic. This has been the All-American Casino Guide, wishing you luck and reminding you as always, play responsibly.